Hello, and welcome back to another wonderful week of learning analytics. I hope last week's case study gave you the opportunity to flex some of your growing analytical muscle. While it's fun to use these tools to figure out how students are accessing your course, we remind ourselves that these tools are designed to help inform us in the behaviors of our students so that we can continue to help them. I think you could use these tools to punish, shame, or blame students for poor classroom performances, and let's not take that approach. Our students are dealing with a tremendous amount of responsibilities and challenges. One of those challenges is the variety of ways in which faculty design their Canvas courses. This variety, while creating a rich learning experience for students, can be a challenge, as there isn't always a consistent structure from class to class. This creates issues as students often don't know how to successfully navigate our courses. And we can teach them that at the beginning in a short introduction video, which many of you do. And we can also use Canvas Analytics to view which course materials, pages, documents, or announcements are being viewed and by who. Using the Message Student Who feature, we can then send a targeted message to those students to help navigate to key materials in our courses. That's what we hope to learn this week. So let's go ahead and learn more about how to do that. Starting in your course, you're going to want to navigate to New Analytics. And from here, go into Weekly Online Activity. Here, we're seeing a date range, and so this is showing the dates from Jan 3rd through June 13th. So it's a wide variety of dates. As this course wasn't actually active, it's showing here is where the dates are active, and you can see some of the numbers if you go ahead and click into this. So we can see, hey, at the beginning of this course being launched, there's a lot of activity this week of April 18th through April 25th. I can see the total amount of page views at over 3,000. I can see that 27 students were viewing the course then and 2 weren't. So this is a good indicator of who's participating and who's active. We can sort by student here. And we can also click on page views to see who's not viewing and who's viewing the most pages. Wow, that student had 500 views that week, very active. And same with participations. Wow, this student had 18 participations, very active in the chat. And if I wanted to click into that student to learn more, I could. This shows the student's grade on assignments, their weekly activity, and then any communication back and forth that I've had with that student. So here's a lot of back and forth. So back under weekly online activity, we may be wondering if there's a certain dip in activity. Same with course grade. Maybe you have an assignment that's really underperforming. And if you wonder, often you wonder if students are reading the lecture materials or students are reading your announcements or watching the lectures before some of these assignments. When we're in weekly online activity, we can actually detect that by going into the Message Students Who feature button. And this will pull up a dialog box that's only available under the weekly online activity, but it allows us to message students who have viewed specific resources or have not viewed specific resources, have participated in quizzes, tests, discussion boards, assignments, or students who haven't done that either. And so if I want to identify who hasn't read a certain page, let's use the voice page. I can search for it here. So maybe the voice career planner overview. Because maybe for an example, for this course, I had a test on voice, and I know a few students didn't do well. I could look up the information about this and pull up a group of students who didn't actually look at that page. So if I click here, it automatically puts those students' names in the BCC column. So I can send them a targeted message here. Hello, I noticed you weren't able to view this. This resource is really important for understanding this next step. So, think about a way that you could use some positive messaging to encourage students to go there. I think the assumption that we should take is students just couldn't find it, or students didn't know how to access it. As we mentioned in the introduction here, instructors create their courses in a variety of ways. And so a lot of students can get lost there. So these are some ways that we can really drill down and see if students are accessing certain parts of our courses. And when we're thinking about this term and how to help students from the week to week, this is a great tool. But it's also helpful when we're thinking about some of our course design decisions. If this course doesn't have it, but I've been in other courses where if you look up syllabus, half the course isn't looking at the syllabus. Maybe that's not the student's fault. Maybe we need to move the syllabus into a more accessible location. I've seen courses where certain key documents are hidden in files, and maybe files isn't even published, or maybe it is published, but students don't naturally go there thinking that's where some of the course materials are going to be in, maybe because their experience is a lot of the course materials are in modules and laid out like that. So use this tool as a way to, one, help identify students who are aren't accessing certain information, but two, maybe you'd be able to rearrange some of the ways that you've organized your other courses. Hope this helps, and look forward to seeing your responses in this week's activity. Cheers.